Etner, and I'm on staff with Strangers No Longer. And I'm very honored now to be able to introduce our special guest for today, Papi Hernandez. Maestra Hernández fue comisionada en la Comisión de Equidad del Departamento de Agricultura de los Estados Unidos. Aquí en Michigan fue nombrada por la gobernadora Gretchen Whitmer como directora regional de asuntos comunitarios y luego como la primera directora de Equidad e Inclusión en la oficina ejecutiva de la gobernadora. Maestra Hernández también se desempeña como la directora ejecutiva de la oficina de Michigan Global, apoyando los esfuerzos de integración de inmigrantes y refugiados en todo el estado. Compartiendo visiones de Michigan que apoya a migrantes, Strangers No Longer ha sido bendecida con becas de la oficina de Michigan Global para construir una red de colaboración de instituciones que apoyan a los inmigrantes y refugiados en todo el norte de la Península Baja. If I can have everyone's attention, please. Thank you. Nuestro trabajo en el norte también incluye la diócesis de Gaylord, donde tendremos nuestra primera reunión presencial de esta red este martes. Estamos encantados de ver crecer la red gracias al apoyo de la maestra Hernández y su oficina. If I can have everyone's attention, please. I know we're all excited about those raffles. So for over 20 years, Ms. Hernandez's work of strategic change management has been at the intersection of public health, education, workforce development, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. At the federal level, Ms. Hernandez recently completed her presidential appointment as a commissioner of the USDA Equity Commission. Here in Michigan, she was appointed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer as the Regional Director of Community Affairs in 2019. In 2020, Governor Whitmer appointed her as the inaugural Chief Equity and Inclusion Officer in the Governor's Executive Office. Ms. Hernandez also serves as the Executive Director of the Office of Global Michigan, supporting immigrant and refugee integration efforts across the state. It is in this role that I first met Ms. Hernandez a few years back at a statewide convening of the Office of Global Michigan. I found Ms. Hernandez to be inspiring before our large convening and approachable in a one-on-one setting. Her vision, like ours here at Strangers No Longer, is that Michigan be welcoming and inclusive of all immigrants and refugees. Strangers No Longer has been blessed with grants from the Office of Global Michigan to build a collaborative network of institutions supporting immigrants and refugees across the northern Lower Peninsula. This includes the Diocese of Gaylord, where we will hold our first in-person welcoming network meeting this Tuesday. We're thrilled to see this network grow, and we're very grateful for the support of Ms. Hernandez and her office to make this happen. Ms. Hernandez is the mother of 2 grown sons, and she drove across the state this weekend from her home near the Lake Michigan shoreline to join us and be here with us today. So we're so grateful. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Papi Hernandez.
Stand behind the podium because I think with this group I might have to actually walk around to keep everyone's attention. Don't think I won't. My background is in youth development. I am not afraid. So I'm very grateful, very honored to be asked to be here with you all today. I think it is so important that right now in this moment that we are gathering in this way to break bread, to be in community, to talk about what's happening with all of us. So I'm not too bothered by the resistance to stop talking. I think we have to do this kind of connecting to keep doing the work that we're here to do. So thank you all for inviting me to be part of this. I will just give a shout out to Amy, who you all at Strangers No Longer are lucky to have. She's relentless. I did a couple things. When she asked me actually to come last year, and I couldn't, I had a conflict. She wasn't giving up, so here I am again this year. And she didn't tell me that it's 400 people. She kind of made it sound like it was a little lunch, 12 people. So I feel like I have to ask more questions before I say yes in the future. But I'm very grateful to be included in this work. I want to also say thank you to the youth leaders who are, I mean, from my perspective, you're the spearhead, right? And on the days when I feel anxious, afraid, nervous, difficult to find the courage I need to have to do the work that I have, I think about the young people, and I think if they can do it, I can do it. So thank you for your work, all of the youth. So if there are youth that are part of a group in this room, please stand so we can just acknowledge you. I think you've already done that, but I want to do it one more time. Also wanted to say thank you to the board at Strangers No Longer. Serving on a board is tireless. It is, the tasks never end. You think you've completed your responsibility to that organization, and then you're making phone calls to ask for sponsorships for the lunch banquet. So for the board of Strangers No Longer, we could get you all to stand. I think we've done this, but I wanted to see you. I want to see your faces. If you're on the board at Strangers No Longer, can you please stand? And lastly, I want to thank all of the parishes. The parishes that are part of the work of making Michigan welcoming. If you're not Catholic and you hear this word parish, you don't really understand the magic of what happens in a parish. It's all of the good things about being Catholic. It's community, it's resilience, it's all of the good things. Our work at the Office of Global Michigan is not possible without the parishes that are actually driving the change in local communities to make Michigan welcoming and inclusive. So thank you to all of the parishes that are doing that. I want to just give one last plug and say thank you to Strangers No Longer for your partnership. Amy remembers meeting me at a convening, which was this large gathering we had with all the different partners. But the place I remember Amy from is sitting in a parish house, which is not far from here. I don't know where it is because I don't know my way around the east side of the state. And I remember sitting in the dining room, at the dining room table with volunteers and staff from Strangers No Longer to talk about what you all were doing for the state of Michigan. And I remember thinking that it felt right. It felt right that you were doing that work. And when we left and I was chatting with the team, I remember saying, we need to be in relationship with them in deeper ways. What do we need to do to make that happen? So very grateful for your work. A lot of people don't know this about me because I'm not Catholic, but I actually went to Catholic schools. You already know what that means, don't you? I don't think I need to say anything else. It's in Catholic school. This is where I learned about the importance of service. This is where I learned about that. And it became something that wasn't a theory or an idea or something that we just sort of talk about in these big lofty ways. For me, in my time at Catholic school, I learned that service is really about seeing the humanity in one another. That's what service is about. And I learned about the relationship, the very directly correlative relationship between resilience and service. And this is a really important thing for right now, for this moment that we're in. Because we're being called to do service in ways that are incredibly scary, risky, highly vulnerable. But we're still being called to do the service. And so when I was asked to come here today, I actually thought of this quote from my favorite, all-time, my favorite Black lesbian poet. Her name is Audre Lorde. Anyone here familiar with Audre Lorde? Can get a snap? Okay. Audre Lorde was a really brave poet. And there's this quote she's very well known for, and I'm going to loosely quote it here, so don't hold me to the exact quote. But it goes something like, "I don't have time to be afraid when I'm in the service of my mission." I'm going to say it one more time, even though it's not the exact quote. "I don't have time to be afraid when I'm in the service of my mission." That quote is above my desk. Every single morning, I read that quote when I do, Joseph, my meditation and prayer. And I remind myself that I don't have time for fear because I've got work to do. So if I know that's true, then I understand how important it is for me to remain resilient. And this idea of resilience is an interesting one because some people think it means that things don't get to us. Some people think it means that we're sort of resistant to the hardships or the difficulties. But what the nuns taught me in my school was that we are open to the hardship. We face difficulty with an open heart and a willingness to do what we are called to do. We face the difficulty with an open heart and a willingness to do what we are called to do. And so, as we face this moment in our country, in our world, which, to be fair, is not all that different than the moments of our history, where we identify some people as on the outside and some people as on the inside, some people as legal, some people as illegal, where we say some people belong, some people don't belong. That is not a new thing for our country or our world. What is new is the way we are talking about it, the way it is being talked about. It is heartbreaking. We have to acknowledge that. We cannot pretend that it is not happening. But our hearts are big enough. Our arms are wide enough. The work can be done, but we must do it together. So I'm just here to tell you from the state of Michigan that I'm unafraid. That I and our team at the Office of Global Michigan, we're going to continue showing up to do the work that we're called to do. And we're going to ask for help when we need it, because we need it. And I'm hoping that you're going to do the same thing. You're going to continue doing the work that you're called to do. And you're going to ask for help when you need it. And if we all agree to do that, we're going to be able to continue showing up with that open heart and those open arms. I believe it. I have a lot of lived experience that gives me the data to support that this is the truth. So I want to share with you just sort of parting words. So my job at the Office of Global Michigan, I've been saying this lately, just kind of cheeky. I literally am the Chief Equity Officer for the state of Michigan. So I'm the lead DEI officer for the state. I want more laughs. People are role, yes, 2 full-time roles, is I lead the Office of Global Michigan, right? Which does all of the immigrant and refugee resettlement for the state of Michigan. We lead that work at the state level. So my 2 jobs set me up very uniquely to be, I'll just say, to keep it really nice, underappreciated. Underappreciated. Those are my 2 jobs too. And while I might be underappreciated by some people, in the same way that I wake up every morning and I remind myself of that Audre Lorde quote, and I do my meditation, I say my prayer, I also wake up every morning and feel absolute awe about what I get to do every day. I can't even believe it. And I am deeply grateful, and I move with that gratitude every day. And sometimes I go into the office and I worry that maybe I'm just more excited than everyone else, or maybe the governor's office is going to go a different direction than what we're going, or this other department is going to go a different direction. But I will share with you the words most recently from the governor, which are, we're in a different moment. We're going to have to move differently. 2 things are still true. Our values have not changed, nor have our priorities. Get to work, Poppy. That's where we're at. So I just, again, I can't put the mic down without saying, you know, enjoy this time together, talk to each other, talk about the struggle, talk about the blessings and the moments of joy. All of that is part of how we build resilience. But stay in the work. It cannot be done without every single person in this room and all the people that you know that are not in this room today. Stay in the work. We need you. We cannot do it without you. Thank you.